what I have here is the prototype of the new Borealis Estoril 300 GMT. Yes, so the Borealis Estoril is probably one of my top models from the brand, as well as like the Sintra and the Adraga, which I know are all kind of homage style cases, but dang it, they just look so good. And then when the team over at Borealis add some flavor to it, like this one, this colorway here is a white dial, or a full lume dial rather, and is the colors of the Portugal flag. So you have the green with the red and then the white. So yes, it might look like a Christmas watch to us in the United States, but this is a Portugal watch, which is where the brand is. And a lot of the names, I think all of the names from the models, are sourced from different regions or towns within Portugal. So very cool. Case size on this, I measure 41.5 millimeter. You kind of have integrated crown guards into this. So if you measure straight across, it's going to be a little bit more. But if you do it on an angle, it is 41.5. Lug to lug, 47. A little bit on the shorter side. That's what makes this wear really good. Of course, you do have drilled lugs. I measure 13.9 millimeter. That does include this boxed and double dome sapphire crystal. On the website, it says like 12.9 or something like that, including the crystal. I tried to grab measurements everywhere. Nowhere can I find 12.5. So I'm not really sure where they grabbed that measurement from. But anyway, 20 millimeter lug width, bracelet tapers down to 18. Nice matching of the bracelet. There's a lot of different options that I'm sure you could fit on this, maybe even afterward, whether it be straps or potentially even other bracelets. One of the big changes from this prototype to the production model is going to be the clasp. I talked to Borealis, Carlos, one of the owners of Borealis, and we talked quite a bit actually about the clasp, and they're switching it up. They're going to do a toolless on the fly adjustable clasp, so that'll be a nice upgrade. The bracelet does have screw pins, so pretty easy to size, not a big deal. I believe those, yeah. I don't think those are split pin. Maybe they are. It does have arrows. Oh, shoot, maybe that is a split pin. It's so hard to tell. Sometimes the split in the pin looks like a screw head. That might be split pin. Either way, honestly, I prefer split pin. I'll verify that with Carlos, and I'll put it down in the description down below, whether he's doing split pins or screw pins. But the bracelet does have the arrows in. I'm not the only one that can confuse that. I know for a fact other people I've looked at those thought they were screws, got a screwdriver, got in there, and they're like, nope, that's actually the split in the pin. It's a split pin. So don't pick on me too much on that one. The crown signed with the Borealis B, 6.4 millimeter, screw down, obviously, keeping the 300 meter water resistance on this. The real trick on this one is obviously it's GMT. Besides the really cool colorways, this is not the only really cool colorway. He has quite a few other really cool colorways. I'll put a link in the description. Some of them are sold out. So this is on pre-order right now. The way the Borealis pre-order works is essentially you put 50% down. I think you can do the entire amount down, and it might give you a small discount. But if you do the half down, which is like $250, you pay the other $250 when the watch is done and ready to ship. But inside this is the Miyota 9075. So when you unscrew it, nice little pop, and of course you can wind the movement there. But then you come actually I'm going to back this minute hand up a little bit so we can see. So if you come one position out, this is how you can adjust on the fly as you travel, both forward and backward, the hour hand. So you don't upset the timekeeping of the watch, and you keep your local time with the GMT hand in red. Which there is no, and I've heard this before, so there is no real easy way to track, say, a third time zone. So really you're only tracking probably 2 time zones with this, because there's no 24-hour markers on the dial or like a chapter, because this has a riot, not a chapter. So you know, in this form here, you're just keeping it clean, but you have a bidirectional bezel, which you could turn, and then you could adjust your tracking that way too. So typically in this format, we would like to see a 24-hour register on the dial as well, so you could track that third time zone. But anyway, that is also how you change the date. As you can see, it just changed from 27 to 28. So some people don't like that, but because it's not a quick change date. So like today is the 30th. I'll probably post this on the 31st. So you got to go around a few times to get that, in position. And then once you do, you can just go ahead and screw that in. So that is how you set the date. Nice resistance on the crown. Good gaskets. I think Carlos also told me that they're going to try to tighten up the bezel a little bit because there is a little bit of play in it. Again, this is a prototype, guys, so let's not pick on it too much. It does have ball bearings in the bezel action as well, so that is a nice premium feel. But good finishing on this, nice brushing, polishing, the lyre lugs. Huge fan of that. That's kind of what draws me into it. I was actually talking to a buddy of mine today about lyre lugs and some of the options that are out there other than some of the more luxury watches, some of the great options that have lyre lugs out there on the more affordable side. And the Borealis is typically one of the first ones that come to mind with both the Estoril GMT now and the Diver standard one, which I have owned a couple of times and regret selling, but also the I think it's is it the Adraga? It's not the, or no, maybe it's the Sintra. Actually, the Sintra has lyre lugs. I should know that because I did a limited edition with that one as well. So, and then you have this pretty normal Borealis case back there. A little bit of etching going on. Smooth to the touch. It's not bad. So, let's zoom back out. Let's pop this on my 7.25 inch wrist so you can see what that looks like. It is not sized for my wrist, but it balances out good. So it looks, feels, wears great on wrist. No problems there. You could get super playful with this thing. A white strap, a leather strap, a really nice tan leather strap would look really good with this. You could go red FKM rubber, green FKM rubber. You could get super playful with this thing. So all depends on how your imagination flows, or just wear it on the bracelet because the bracelet is actually legit good. Now, let's give it a quick blast with the UV light and check out the full lume dial, which should be BGW9 because it is super white. Yeah, so that's full loomed BGW9. You have the blacked out indices. You have lume on the handset and on the bezel insert. So very legible both day and night, and very colorful during the day with those Portugal colors. Out of all the colorways, there's two that I really like, this being probably my top pick. And there was other configurations. Some have sold out, whether you want like a no date or the large triangle. A no date on a GMT is kind of weird in my opinion, but if it were up to me, I'd probably go large triangle, no date, and just because I think it just looks the best. I think it looks really cool. But whatever one you pick, check it out. I'll put a link in the description. Take your time, sift through them, figure out which one you maybe want, and maybe a discount. The only reason I say take your time, and Carlos will probably hate me for saying this, but if you kind of linger on the site a little bit, discount codes will pop up. Sorry, Carlos, I had to tell him. These guys will figure that out anyway. So anyway, guys, good luck with your purchase. I'll see you on the next vid.